Gretches Show presents Totally Normal Behavior, starring Josh Scott and guest starring Daniel Danger. Brought to you by Reverb.com.
Hello and welcome to Totally Normal Behavior. This is a guide to obsessive collecting, specifically of guitar pedals, but sky's the limit, really. We create our own destiny. This is brought to you by Reverb.com, who tracks my every move, watches my family like a hawk, and actually controls all my finances. Episode 1, this is a pilot, so here's the deal. This is a concept I've wanted to do for a while. It's going to be fun, whether you like it or not, and I just need in the comments for you to agree with me, because I need YouTube to love this, and they will reward. Words are hard. They will reward me with algorithmic favor if you just start talking in the comments. So if you want to make fun of me, if you want to make fun of the show, if you want to make fun of yourself, if you want to say you love the show, whatever. So the concept of this show is very simple. It is totally normal behavior. It's all about collecting, and it's all the little details that you get into when you go down this crazy rabbit hole of actually collecting really rare, strange pedals. So the goal is to give you an inside look at why I buy certain things, what I buy, and then my guest as well, and kind of see that pattern. A lot of you are into collecting. We posted a video a couple weeks ago, I think. It was an old Patreon talk, and there was just such a great response to that. So I think a very similar crew's going to love this. The idea is to do this once a month. This is episode 1, like I said, so we'll do it again in another month, and we're just going to show things in real time, so to speak. So 30 days, what's been coming in, why has it been purchased, and that'll be, again, the same for the guest that I have. It's educational, it's fun, it's the best thing on daytime TV. Yes. I have Nick over to the side here off camera because, frankly, you don't want to see him.
No. I'm just a presence
You're
today.
kind of like, you're the captain of the boat, but no one knows you're here.
Yeah.
And you have...
I'm like a ghostwriter.
You're ghost writing what they can't see.
Yeah.
He's sitting here. You can imagine that.
Yeah.
So that's the concept. My guest and co-host and star on the show today. You are a shining star, a ray of hope for a lost generation crying out for a father. It is Daniel Danger. You've seen Daniel Danger. He had his own episode. Very few people have had this. It's called Electro-Harmonix Rarest Pedals. We have another thing that one day we'll finish. It's really good. I connected with Daniel.
So good.
It's better than anything I've ever done. I just need to get it finished, and it's all my fault. I connected with you about a year ago, and from the moment I met you, I said, this guy's worse than me. You have the most Electro-Harmonix pedals I've ever seen in one place. You're like the guy, when I need to know something, you're the first person. I'm like, Daniel, why does this small stone look like this? That kind of thing.
Yeah, and then I talk at you for like 45 straight minutes.
But we learn through the conversation. We learn things. It's beautiful.
We've taught each other many things.
Yeah. You love Maestro. The hat. You're wearing a hat. That says, when you wear a hat, it says you love something. You just have a lot of things. You're a collector. A lot, like you have an ambulance here, but what people don't know, you might not even see that.
Hundreds of ambulances.
You have hundreds. It's fine. Yeah.
I collect collections, I think.
You collect collections, and I think that's important with pedals because that's the rabbit hole. You can't just collect a pedal. You have to have the series and the year and the thing, and it's maddening. So tell us, give the viewers here on this daytime programming your backstory. Like, how did you end up with what I consider one of the best pedal collections in the United States? Probably the best. I mean, mine's the best, but yours is the second best. It's fine.
Quantity over quality over quantity, Josh.
It's fine. Go ahead. How'd you get started?
I like 20 something years ago, an older friend of mine, this guy Leon, he let a friend of mine borrow like a suitcase of pedals, and a bunch of Electro-Harmonix stuff was in there. And I was really, really unfamiliar with pedals at the time. I kind of could barely play guitar, and I just loved these. And I was like a kid who grew up on Legos, is very like, modular minded. And the fact that I could take these things and kind of just go like, okay, this one, what does this sound like if it's before this one? And like anyone who plays with Legos, you just keep buying Legos, and then it just goes and goes and goes. And it's like pedals were always sort of my one true vice, and they're just like, you know, paint colors. You just take any combination of things, mash them together, see what happens. And I love the history of them. I love everything about them. And then 20 something years later, I have a room filled with them.
I think what I appreciate about you, I think the reason we've become such good friends, we do talk every day. There's a video messaging app where we basically just chat at each other about what's in Reverb, what we don't, you know, it's always pedal talk. You collect from the same feeling of like, I think you even care a little more than me, but like, it's not about how they sound, really. It's like, it's all the things like the story, the look, the collections, piecing. You know what I mean? There's this thing that's bigger than pedals. Like you and I don't go to the gear page and say like best compressor go. Yeah. It's more
for
like,
me, it's because I exist in a world, like my day-to-day job is production based. I'm like an illustrator and printmaker, and I make large, elaborate, limited edition blah blah blahs, and I have a background in screen printing. The aesthetic of this stuff is really important to me. Like as a designer, like the font choices are amazing to me, how the pedals were built, the production side of it. And there's something about holding this, like, you know, holding this old unit is the result of, you know, dozens of people's hard work and design and energy, and having this sort of thing is kind of a vessel of, you know, all these people trying to make this cool thing happen. And you know, like obviously sound is important. Like bad pedals are bad pedals, but like a bad pedal can be saved if it's beautiful, if it's really creative in how it's put together.
We have an example of that later today. A beautiful bad pedal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. So here are the rules. I'm going to lay them out. This is the rules for this. You know, this is the experiment of the show. So here's what we're going to do today. There will be a timer that starts. How do you feel about a timer that's counting down on you?
I hate this timer idea.
That's why I love it.
I've been opposed to it since day one of this idea.
The fact that you hate it fuels me wanting to do it. So
I'm actually really glad I can't see it right now, because if I could see it, I would just be like,
yeah, the way the stream is set. Do that again. The way the stream is set up is you can't actually see that clock, but Nick is here to help harass you. I will help harass you. We're going to go 30-minute timer. When it hits 30 minutes, there will be a negative timer. That's even more anxiety-inducing.
Yeah.
I will start. Actually, you're going to start with the first pedal. You're going to show a pedal. I'm going to show a pedal. You're going to show a pedal. And we're just going to do this for 30 minutes. Stuff that we've collected. Yeah. Talk a little bit about it. We're going to try to keep it concise. That's hard because we talk a lot about stuff for a long time. And that's kind of it. When it's over, it's over. Do you think you can handle this format?
The negative timer will set me free.
What does that mean? Okay, I want to see Daniel in the comments. Just say, Daniel, we want to see you set free from the burdens of the timer.
Okay? The negative timer, I will be free of the burden of the timer.
Yeah,
thus I will be set free.
Really good band name, Negative Timer. If anyone out there needs a band name,
that's a great band name.
That is Negative Timer.
Really it's $5 PayPal to DanielDanger@gmail if you want to use Negative Timer as your band name.
They get a free limited print with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, great.
All right, you're up first, and I'm going to say go, and this timer is going to start, and anxiety will start to ripple through your soul. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right, ready, Nick?
I'm ready.
Go. First.
Go. One of my first vintage pedals I ever bought, kind of early 2000s, the Ibanez Standard Fuzz. This thing is amazing. It's a Super Fuzz clone. It's in this incredible enclosure with sliders, and everyone knows if you make a pedal with sliders, it's 20% better.
Sounds way better.
50%, 75% better.
90% better.
90% better if it has sliders. I love this pedal. It's ugly. It breaks up in this beautiful way, in the way that like octave fuzz is clang. It's beautiful. So this pedal was branded across a couple different companies.
Yes.
Ibanez, the main one. Mica.
Yes.
Mica.
Yes.
Slightly different graphics. And recently I found
there's also this one, Bruno.
And we think there's a fifth one.
We think there is.
I feel like I feel like I've seen a fifth one.
But the one in your hand, it's impossible. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is the Marlboro. We don't know if it's related to the cigarette company.
I think it is. I think they smoked
Marlboro.
and made super fuzzes.
So for casually acquiring fuzzes, I don't need.
That's a hot stinger.
The collector in me is like, well, obviously I need all of them because it's one of my favorite. It's one of my all-time favorite pedals. So
the names make them sound different.
This is the box for the standard, the Ibanez standard fuzz, which Josh is very jealous of.
That's a beautiful
like
box.
Wave this.
It's a beautiful box.
This needs to be a T-shirt.
It does. Let's do that.
It's a beautiful box. So
it's a
not only
box.
did we find the extremely rare Marlboro.
Yeah.
We found the Marlboro box.
With a box.
The most delicate, frail box ever made.
So to back up on this a bit, these are Japanese made. Ibanez never made pedals, so this is something kind of pre what we consider Tube Screamer era Maxon. It's a little unclear who actually made these. This is like 1974. The boxes are freaking impossible to find. I've actually never seen them in person. The fact that you have two, the fact that you have the Marlboro box,
yes.
This deserves a certain box stinger. It's the super he has the box stinger. All right, tell us the story here.
Found this. It was kind of one of those things. It was like a Reverb listing where like the photo is the pedal, and then the box is the very last photo, and you don't know what's there.
Thank you, Reverb.
So thank you, Reverb. This is one of the frailest things I've ever held in my life.
It looks like you're holding air.
Like if a baby came and breathed on this, it would disintegrate.
Breath of a baby.
Though minor shipping fail.
Okay.
Shipping fail.
The pedal was shipped inside this box.
No.
It arrived, which is just such a no-no. These 40, 50-year-old boxes are not meant to protect a pedal anymore. They're not meant to be shipped in.
They need to be like put in a frame out of oxygen.
Yes. So this is a tip for any like super nerds. If you're buying a pedal that's got an old ass box, just ask them to ship the box in a different box. Like just put the box loose in a thing, protect it slightly, and then put the pedal in something else. If you're a seller selling pedals in original boxes, don't open this up and put the pedal inside of it and then throw it in a box. It gets destroyed.
I have severe anxiety from this story because I've been looking for this Univox set. I found this one pedal, had the box. The guy sends it to me, mailed it in the box and wrapped it in masking tape. Ruined the box. And I bought it for the box. I bought it for the box. And he ruins the box. Okay.
Yeah, that happened to me recently with a very old Univox box, which is there's probably like it's the the gray super fuzz box.
Yeah.
Like mint conditions of those are boxes that are intact. There's probably like less than 10 in the world, and I found one. And when it arrived, the knob or the switch had poked through the cardboard.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, my turn. We're at 25 minutes. We're steaming. Does that give you a little bit of anxiety? 25 minutes. All right, here we go. I'm on a journey. It's a Guyatone journey. There is some crazy hard find. There's stuff. There are crazy hard things that are hard to find. Wow. Okay. In 1967, Guyatone releases the Buzz box, right? There's one that says Baz box. If you have that, don't ask questions. I need it. I have the original box. This deserves a
He
mega.
will offer you $3,000.
Look, this is the. I'm gonna go out on a limb. This is one of the most amazing finds ever. This box has like a tie string. That's pretty good. So I found that. Hard to find. And, they have other stuff. They did the Crazy Face in the 70s, which is a kind of a fuzz face thing. The Baz Fuzz is, this thing's kind of like a Tone Bender 1.5. Then they sold this through Sears. It's like a $16 Sears fuzz, which 50-50 sounds like trash. But this was a real, there's a thing that happens, and you know this, we talk about this. There's this moment when you find something and it's like a dopamine high, right?
Dopamine hit.
Yes. You find the pedal. Nick, your stinger game.
Yeah, you know, I'm
You're
just
making these
I'm,
on the
I'm
fly.
Elevated
coming
right
up
now.
with these during the live.
You're making them
man.
on the
Yeah.
fly. This is the this is it. This is the Guyatone sustainer. Now, what do you think this is? When you look at this, you as a pedal historian that you are, you go, "Oh, this is a
Fuzz face.
yeah." What do you
Fuzz
think?
face.
Yeah, it's not.
It's got the microphone stand.
yeah, it totally.
bottom.
Yeah, it's actually a strange 3-transistor big muff. Yes, and I have the box.
I bought that thing on eBay for like a year and a half and just could commit.
You
Don't
couldn't
know
commit
why.
to it. All right, I'm gonna demonstrate it, just because I don't want to demo. One of the goals of this show is to continue the work of being the anti-guitar demo channel. I don't like guitar demos, but I do want to play this because it's wild. That's my clean tone. I'm playing through a steel string slinger
I'm gonna
dumble.
I'm gonna hold the guitar so it
Yeah.
looks like I'm playing, but I'm not actually gonna play.
Listen to this. Do you want to come up with some lyrics while I like riff here?
Should have bought the box. Should have bought the box. Should have bought it on eBay. Then Josh bought it.
Okay.
It
There we
sounds like a Henry Rollins song.
That was beautiful. So that's mine. There's still one more Guyatone Fuzz. That's a bit of an unobtainium thing. I gotta find it. It's somewhere in Japan in a basement, I'm sure. All right, your turn.
All right.
22
So-
minutes.
As we know, I have more electro-harmonics pedals
Than anyone.
than maybe electro-harmonics. It's a kind of a Josh and I have stumbled across over the years various enclosures that are missing colors that were clearly like samples. We know that a lot of prototypes that were like, or things that employees built were built using like random unused enclosures or misprints.
Yeah.
So whenever I see something show up on eBay and the like that is like missing a color or something is just not quite right about it, my brain goes, take a chance on it. So I bought this guy.
Oh yeah. If I'd seen that, it's like that's got to be a prototype because it just has the vibe.
It might be,
Mm.
you know, and it's one of those things where like has a sticker on it says, or piece of masking tape says, Bogan must be on for outlets to work. It's a small stone. It's missing the orange layer
Bogan?
and Bogan. Who knows? I don't know what that is.
Nick, what is Bogan?
So it was,
I don't know. I have no idea.
don't know. It's got a sticker on it that says Mr. Music, which is a pretty iconic store in Boston. So it was cheap.
Boston.
I bought it. I took a chance on it. I opened it up. It had it still had attached was a battery from 1993 in it, 9 volts.
I'm going to create a stinger right now. Original battery.
That's pretty
Included.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. It didn't explode, which is a miracle for a
How does that
0-year-old
battery sound?
Great sag.
Hey man, you got like a saggy battery.
So I bought this to take a chance on it, and it is just some weird mystery electroharmonics.
But it just
Maybe-
sounds like a phaser. Like there's nothing weird.
It's just a small stone. I mean, I opened it up and there's nothing too crazy about it. So maybe what it is like an employee built it or something. Like this wouldn't have been sold. Like,
No
we
way.
know that.
Yeah.
So what is it? We don't know.
It's
But,
Mr. Bogan's phaser.
I have a cabinet filled with like
Mhm.
weird builds like this behind me and actual prototypes. So I don't know what it is, and I probably will never know. But it wasn't a consumer product.
I want to correct you though. You say it's nothing too special. I think it is, Daniel. I think that you're underselling that find. That's a pretty good
Well,
find.
I wanted to open it up and like see like an early build of a small stone,
Like a
or
piece of
prototype
Mike
or
Matthews
something.
skin or something.
Yeah, something. Yeah. And it's just a small stone. So I don't know what it is. It's a mystery,
Okay.
but it's going to go in the archive because why not?
All right. What's our timer at, Nick?
We're at 19 minutes and 15 seconds.
We're
All right.
crushing it.
The Gretsch
ContoFuzz. The Gretsch ContoFuzz. This is mid 70s. I'm not sure. There's some I think these are made in Italy by Gin. I don't know. There's a good chance of that. There's a whole line here. You have a weird thing you can prep, but basically, you probably saw this on the 70s op-amp distortion fuzz. This is the ContoFuzz, not control, ContoFuzz.
ContoFuzz. I call it the ContoFuzz.
Sure. It's the ContoFuzz. It is like a distortion plus 250 thing, but it has clean left in it, which I hate. But look how good this looks. Like, this is purely
It looks like
beautiful.
a little tank. It looks like a little toy tank.
This looks like something that the military would build for pure pleasure.
It looks like one of those early video games.
So
it was
I
like
acquired
the early 3D games, like the
You sound like a robot.
tank driver.
It's wonderful. Gretsch Expandifuzz simply has the ContoFuzz that it shall now be named, and then you have this useless 3-band EQ. I'm not going to demo it. It's just a fuzz with horrible clean signal in it, and I'm acquiring that. I have this as well. Yes. There's the... This is so big. This is the trim effect. This is a tremolo. It's bigger than me.
It's the size of a cash register.
That's a good, hometown gas station cash register.
I'd like some penny candy, please.
So, all right, your turn.
Yeah, so I love that same line of pedals. I bought all of them in like the mid 2000s and was disappointed by literally all of them because they're not actually good.
They're disappointing other than how they look.
So I have all those pedals, but I can one up you. Well, let me move Crime Dog.
I love how Daniel's being so still.
I know.
It's like he's able to freeze his body through time and space.
And then teleport.
Yeah, it's amazing how still you are. Keep going. Yeah.
Am I back yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. You're kind of
Well, I'm gonna
frozen.
appear with something cool.
Well, the thing that we're dealing with here, let's be frank, it's the Midwest connecting to rural Massachusetts.
Right, right.
There's a real chasm of tech.
Yeah.
Am I back yet?
You're totally frozen.
Not yet. In the meantime, though, Chasm of Tech is another really good band name.
The timer's going. That's the other problem.
Can I come
And
back?
you know what? Here's the thing.
Let's pause
I'm
the
going to
timer.
pause the timer because I feel like because of this technical issue, I think it's only fair to give you guys some time back.
Daniel needs to. We need his movement is important because he's a living being, and right now.
Am I at least frozen with a funny face?
No, you're frozen with kind of like a movie stare.
It's like you're posing a little bit. He got like a bit of a smolder going on.
He has like a blue still on the way.
When am I going to come back?
You'll never. I don't know. I think we've lost you.
You've been lost into the chasm of tech.
But you've got my sound.
Yeah, this sounds fine. While we're doing this, I will demo the ContoFuzz that I said I hated.
Yeah, you should. It's an important.
I'll write a song and demo this. All right.
This will be good because it's going to instantly tank the value of the ContoFuzz.
All right, let's do top down here. The battery's dead, so let's actually go to the unit I bought. That's great.
How am I not back yet?
I don't know.
It's a mystery. Hey, maybe go disconnect your video and then reconnect it really quick.
Me?
Yeah, you on your end. I'm blaming this on you.
Here we go. Ready?
See, I see myself on my own Zoom window.
You hear the clean sound?
Oh yeah.
Daniel is frozen in time and space. Zoom is broken, he froze his face. A lot of people don't know I'm a songwriter for a lot of grunge bands. My royalty checks are stacked. This truly is horrible. I'm gonna keep demonstrating. Let me just go clean here. So the distort is just a blend of some prefixed.
He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen to how bad this is. Let's forget this technical difficulty and dive in. The clock is paused. We have pause clock.
Pause clock.
Nick, I need your opinion on this sound.
Yeah. Oh. That's the sound. Do you know what the sound? That is the sound of passive aggression.
Yeah, it can't commit. This pedal can't commit.
It's clean tone with this underlying sound that's like.
So you could play like Dave Matthews with Fuzz. Should I do that right now?
Yes.
Josh, that sounds terrible. sounds really bad.
The expand the fuzz is passive aggressive fuzz. Okay.
It's like there's a second band member behind you with a fuzz pedal, and you're like, turn it off.
That's what it sounds like.
Absolutely, 100%.
Your turn.
So obviously, now you're frozen. Great. We're never gonna get through this.
The timer's frozen.
I buy all these Gretsch pedals.
Yes.
The timer's frozen too now.
No, we're good.
Great. Everything's going sideways.
All right. 16 minutes.
I buy all those Gretsch pedals, whatever, 15 years ago, and they're all not great. So what did I do? I doubled down.
I've never seen this until today. When you help, why would you do this to yourself?
I cannot express how much this thing weighs.
But why?
It is a solid state guitar amplifier that has all of the Gretsch effects built into it. Okay. They don't sound any better. This thing weighs so much.
Okay.
But I bought it for like $75.
I would have bought it for $75. All right. Yeah. You're up next with something that I dare say you casually acquired the other night.
Casually acquiring.
I did. So I'm cruising around Reverb as I do only like once a day. Not at all every 30
I don't
seconds.
I don't look at Reverb all the time.
Yeah. Just like, I get up in the morning, have my coffee. I spend about 5 minutes on Reverb. I don't obsess over it all day long at all. Anyway, so I'm on Reverb, and I'm right as I click on something, and right as the page is about to change, I see something out of corner of my eye, and I'm like, what is that? It looks like a long lost Japanese like elk pedal. It looks like a common. I was like, that's like, what is this? What is this 40 something year old pedal I've never seen before?
And it's like
that does
mint.
happen from time to time.
It's like mint.
And it like looks great. So I see this.
It's beautiful. Like, it kind of looks like looks like this too.
It is the perfect beauty baby of the Gretsch aesthetic and like the Japanese pedals. And it's a super fuzz. It has that like.
Did you have a dopamine hit when you saw that? Did you
big time?
Big time. Okay.
Dopamine hit.
So I see this, and I just stared at it for a couple minutes, and I'm like, I've never seen this before.
Can you stare at the camera how you stared at the screen?
So I'm staring at it, and I'm just like, there's lots of elk variants. I have most of them, but there's like two that I don't, and they're impossible to find.
If you don't know what elk is, it's this early 70s company that cloned Big Muffs and from Japan, and that's a whole other story.
Like
there's some to look at.
Elks on elks.
Yeah.
So I see this thing, and
while you're talking, I'm going to scroll Reverb.
Yeah, scroll. And it takes me a couple minutes to realize that it's not old, and it was made like last month or something. So this is I'm gonna get the name right. Stromer Mutronics.
What a name.
It is a sweet Stromer Mutronics. And
hey man, what's that pedal?
I encourage you to go look at their site.
It's a Stromer.
What?
It's a Stromer.
It's a Stromer. It's classy.
It is classy.
This pedal is it's built in New York by this Swedish guy. He's been building them very, very casually, I guess over like 10 years. He's only made like 80.
Casually building.
It's a clone of a 76 Super Fuzz, and it's perfect. And he's made a couple modifications to it. It's like got way more output, and like it's just great. But it is literally everything I want in a pedal. I want every pedal to not look like it was made in the last 40 years. I want it to sound insane.
Yeah.
I want it to have a wedge enclosure, and I want it to have a slightly janky font.
So this is the perfect pedal because as we know, new pedal companies suck. All of them. Every new pedal sucks.
Yes.
Anyone making pedals now sucks.
I bought this pedal because it fooled me.
Ooh.
And I casually acquired it.
Casually acquiring.
Nick, you have one job. And it made me happy. I bought it because I was like, it fooled me. It's perfect. I love the look of it. It sounds amazing. And I actually brought a puppet here to give this pedal the perfect chef's kiss rating. Perfect chef's kiss. So Stromer Mutronics. He's got him on Reverb. It's just a really good Super Fuzz clone that doesn't have the volume drop issues. It's really well built. It sounds awesome. I love it.
We're
happy
11 minutes.
11 minutes.
I bought 2 this morning. I can't explain why.
Yes.
So
Jump on 'em.
Right now, if you're watching this, go to reverb.com and buy a Stromer Fuzz, a Super Fuzz for yourself.
Actually, I want to say one more thing about this guy. This guy had the greatest mission I've heard anyone say. He said he wants to replace every piece of music gear in his possession with something that he's hand built himself.
Yeah.
Wow.
What an idea.
What an idea.
What an idea.
Perfect.
All right.
And if he does it at this, great.
Next up, with 10 minutes left, I have acquired. Have you ever heard of this? It's the Grunge TR3G Grunge 2. So a lot of people need to understand that you and I have a bitter rivalry of grunges. We've been collecting grunges competitively. I would say we're the world's only competitive grunge collectors, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I think cumulatively we have 50 or so. We have a lot of boxes. And I saw this. You ever seen this?
Have I ever seen this?
That's what I ask you a simple question. Have you ever seen the
Give me it again, because I have to.
Nick, I also want to say to you, that is the freshest stinger I've ever heard.
It's so good.
Is that you? You're
It is.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're so talented.
I legitimately love the grunge. Like, not ironically, I think it's like a feedback launch button. I think it's beautiful.
This is 2 grunges, a pitch thing, a pitch effect, a master on-off. It takes a whammy power supply. God only knows why it's stereo out. We can't understand this. Let's just listen to 2 stacked grunges. It's kind of good. Because how many times have you gone, I need more butt, and you turn the butt. But in this case, you can turn the butts up.
What's funny about this thing is that, like, the grunge sound is like notoriously 2 stacked, like a Big Muff into Super Fuzz, or a Rat into a Big Muff, whatever. It's stacked like that. Yeah. So they thought they were gonna, let's build a pedal where we stack a grunge into a grunge.
Absolutely.
And let me tell you what a grunge stacked into a grunge sounds like. It sounds like a grunge. I don't hate it.
And then you hit this. Yeah, and it crackles.
You actually make that sound pretty good.
I hate demoing. That's it.
Yes.
I just wanted to show a dual grunge. I thought I had you, but I didn't. We have 8 minutes.
I'm gonna include. I'm gonna throw this one in here. The dinosaur grunge.
I can't find this one. I've looked for this one. I have these.
Soviet grunges.
I have those. It needs stinger.
Yes.
Stinger.
I traded a nice man in Japan for this guy.
I saw that, but it bothered me because the graphic, the whole point of the pedal, scratched off.
I know. I didn't buy it for a long time because the part of the graphic is missing. But then I just couldn't find another.
Was it like a
Eventually, I was
tiny dopamine hit when you found the dinosaur?
Dopamine hit.
No.
I don't know.
All right. Reverse dopamine. All right. You're up
Reverse
next.
dopamine.
You have 7 minutes.
All right. So this is
a hot one. I saw this the other day.
This is me giddy inside. So a lot of discussion on elk fuzzes lately.
Yep.
And they're, some people are seeing it for the first time, whatever. But I've just
Earthquaker just dropped a pedal, and
Yes.
it's like really
I've,
caused this to be a thing.
I've loved elk pedals for a long time. I mean, like I've literally memories of like me being in a Disneyland hotel room like a decade ago trying to buy one off eBay.
Daniel at
And
Disney
we have a lot of
hotel.
theories about elk
Yeah.
stuff. There's a lot of mystery, whatever.
There is.
But I've been paying attention to elk stuff for a very long time, and in that entire time, I've never seen a box of one, not once.
They don't have a
Ever.
box.
I've never found photos of one. I've never found to buy. They don't. Apparently they don't, because we've never
No.
ever.
I've
seen
always
and then I
assumed
found
there
one.
is no. They just were like made and handed to
And
people
put on
the
a
street.
shelf.
Yeah, I just
like,
pictured a
you know,
guy
there-
walking
there's
around
a-
Tokyo. Here's your elk fuzz, and they plug it in immediately. There's no box.
Yes, or they're on a shelf with like a hang tag on or something. I've never
Yeah.
seen a box, but then I found the box.
No way.
Whoa.
I found the box,
It looks so
and yes,
Ooh.
I'm gonna lean into the camera so we can get a really good look at how good this is.
This is mega box material. Super Fuzz Sustainer Elk. It's incredible. This is like Mona Lisa of boxes.
It is.
Where did you buy
beautiful.
this? Where did you buy this?
Reverb.
Reverb.
I caught it like moments after it was listed. And do I need another elk fuzz in my life?
No.
Did I need the box?
Yes. You bought it for the
Only-
box.
I did buy it for the box. Not to say that I'm gonna like sell the pedal or anything, but I really just bought it for the box. And it's great. It's just like I had someone on Twitter translate the box for me.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Because I can't read it. So this is what their translation of
All
it.
right.
Sound like the devil! Exclamation point. 2 exclamation points. Sustain your guitar's notes as long as you like. Super Fuzz Sustainer, sustain like Santana, GFR, 10 years after and more. From the gentle tone of a violin to the mechanical sounds of a Moog synthesizer. Synthesizer. The intense tone of aggressive hard rock or spicing up a drab folk song.
All right. Let's pause
The
right.
possibilities are endless. You could spice up.
This is saying
drab
plug in
folk song.
basically a triangle big muff to spice up your folk song.
Yes. So this is the only one I've ever seen.
I don't think there is any. I mean, that is a holy grail. Sell
There are-
everything you own.
There are many
that
things I have never seen in person, but seen photos of. Like the infamous triangle.
Yeah, it's right there. It's
up
at your.
there.
You're perfectly pointing at it. Yes.
It's there.
Sorry, that was the Ram's head.
That box, I'd seen a photo of at least. I've
Yeah.
never seen this, and this was.
That's like Shroud of Turin or whatever it's called.
Yes.
It's.
I mean, I can't say it's the only one in existence. I can just say that it's the only one I've seen in 20 years.
But here's what we can say: it's the only
Yes.
one we've seen in existence.
yes,
It's how you say the words.
that is fair.
Yeah.
So I'm very glad to own this. I want to scan it. This
Yeah,
needs to be a T-shirt.
It does.
The front
Pajamas.
of this needs to be a shirt
I would wear
so
pajamas.
badly. I'd wear.
If I
love
could
it.
right now, I would crown you box king of the world until I see anything beyond this.
I would also like to give a shout out to the seller because this was shipped very poorly. This was shipped perfectly. Like this box had its own little box, and it was like wrapped in bubble wrap. There was a box in a box. It was like
Let's keep giving that seller a hand. If you're a
Yes.
seller on Reverb, we need you to understand that the box is more important than the pedal for people that care about the box. And if you we need a little more applause. We need
Yes.
people to do what Daniel said this guy did. This person is a hero. He is a hero.
I'm actually going to request that Reverb offer a 6-star rating.
Thank you.
And you can only give one a year.
The 6
You give
star
one
is
6
perfect
star.
packaging
Yes.
of the box.
And I would give this seller a 6-star rating.
I am in love with this.
Yes. So yeah, this has kind of been my brain the last month.
Yeah, some of it.
I like the stuff. I'm glad it's around me.
Hey, we have 2 minutes left.
We have 2 minutes left.
We killed this.
Wow.
And
So
seriously, in the comments, if you're enjoying this, first of all, you're crazy and you should join us in our craziness. Just drop something in the comments, love or hate, don't really care. We really just need YouTube to give us, I'll say it again, algorithmic favor. We're really searching for algorithmic favor. You ever heard of that, Nick? It's where see, the algorithms control us, and we need to control the algorithm. Because if you control what controls you, you're in control.
Exactly.
Can I actually, because it's did we break up?
You're fine. You're good. Yeah.
All right. If I'm gonna take my last minute to show the world's the tragedy of the Univox box.
Yeah, you have 1 minute and 20. All right, yeah. All right, we're doing this. Daniel's getting up and walking around.
Yeah.
Walking around.
I'm dropping pedals.
Okay.
So I bought this.
That is a hard box to find, and I see a hole in it.
This is a very hard box to find, and the seller. Oh, is there a special thing where it has he has the bag, the plastic bag?
I don't
that
have.
The pedal
He
came in?
has the bag.
The instruction sheet. You know,
I've never
Super
seen
Fuzz.
that box, by the way, because I have a Super Fuzz box that's like the Univox label. That's the gray Super Fuzz.
This is the gray. This is the
That's
super
like
early
the-
one.
Yeah.
So
the
this
honey.
thing was like the box is in great shape. I've seen the box before, but never in good shape.
30 seconds.
And I paid a premium for the great condition of the pedal in the box. And
You
the
bought it for the
seller
box.
The seller shipped the pedal inside this very old, very fragile box and wrapped it in bubble wrap, and the knob went right through the front of it. So I opened it up, feeling that dopamine hit, and there's just a giant hole. And to the seller's credit, he was very good about it. He was like, "I screwed up. I'm really sorry." He refunded me an appropriate amount. He was very good about it. So no shipping fail there, though shipping fail. I don't know what to do there.
I think the lessons to be learned before we close up here with just a quick segment is ship things properly or we will hunt you down. Yeah. And you're not
These
ever
are
going to
not-
get the 6-star. If you want the 6-star, which we're going to force Reverb into because we have
Yes.
that power, you need to start shipping stuff properly. Okay?
These are not a protective thing anymore.
No, they never
They're
were.
very old.
They're
They never
old.
were.
They're the equivalency of a wet paper towel. Don't do that.
This belonged to Floyd R. Fritz Jr.
Okay. Our clock is supposed to go negative, but because this is the pilot, we have an issue, and it's fine. It's
You guys are. Oh, here we go. Now you're going negative.
all right. Let's segment.
Yay.
Let's do the
I am
segment
set
here.
free.
Daniel, you're the first
Yes.
ever guest host, co-star, mega hero of the show.
You're
this
gonna have me
is-
back though, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Yeah, if I can afford to have you on. I need you to tell the people. We're gonna have a moment here where we learn what it's like to regret a purchase.
I regret this purchase.
Why'd I have to go and buy that?
I need to stare into the middle distance for a while. So, the first ever Big Muff
The triangle.
is the triangle is
Yeah.
one of
1969.
these. So, this was built on probably day one.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a the perf board is like the board is all perf board. It's all point-to-point wiring, and the board is horizontal in the enclosure.
Super rare. You see the vertical.
Extreme,
I have a
extremely,
vertical.
but even that is incredible. I mean, like this is the vertical board, perf board muff with the fuzz knob is stupid rare. This one is museum rare.
Right.
So given that I have more Big Muffs than anyone should ever own, I was always on lookout for them. And I was cruising through I think the gear page or something, and I stumbled into a listing of a guy selling just selling some random pedals. And in the background of that photo, I saw one of these.
So you're looking, you're not, you saw a picture of a pedal in the picture of something else in the background.
Yes.
This
Josh,
is
you
like,
gotta look in the background.
I live in the background.
If there's two rules, so you got to look in the background, and anytime you go on Craigslist and you buy something from someone, you get to their house, you got to go, what else you got?
I've done that.
Because that's where all the best stuff is.
A man kicked me out of his assisted living home because I wanted to go in the closet.
Yes,
that's what you.
So I see this pedal in the background of a photo, and I message a seller and I ask, hey, can you send a picture of that? Is that something you're interested in selling? And he's like, yeah, I bought it. And, I bought it in Japan, 20 years ago. And he sends me a picture of the inside. And I look at it.
And freeze frame. There we go. You're back.
It's all right. It looks perfect.
It's absolutely perfect.
So he sends me photos of it, and it looks perfect. And I check it against my own and my photos on my phone. And I'm doing this on my phone, by the way. This is a mistake number one. Yep. Don't do this stuff on your phone. And I'm like authenticating.
You're seeing this. You're authenticating it over your phone.
I'm authenticating this pedal on my phone.
And you're dealing with the tiny dopamine thing.
Yeah, because I'm excited because these things don't come up very often. Yeah. And so he sends me like one picture of the exterior, and I look at it and go, that's right. And then he sends me a lot of pictures of the interior, and it looks right to me. I make him an offer on it. Very fair, but it's a lot of money. And he ships it to me, and I'm like, and I open up the box, and I pull it out of the box, and I instantly know it's not right. Instantly, I go, nope, not real. And it looks real.
I remember showing you showed it to me though over a video, and it just doesn't look right. It's off.
In the photos, it looked correct enough. But once I got it in person, like the easiest way to sort of like authenticate an electroharmonics pedal, especially an old one, is the sheen of the metal, the sheen of the ink, the weight of it. And at this point, I've handled enough of these things that like I could blindfold pick one of these up and go like, I kind of know what it is. And I picked it up and I go, this isn't right. And it's just not. And I was like heartbroken. And I was like, heartbroken. So I open it up and I pull mine out in person and start kind of comparing them. And I'm like, nope, this is a bootleg. And what's weird about this is that there are very, 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 very few pedals. I mean, we can name them on one hand that are bootlegged to fool people.
Yeah.
Clones are bootlegged to fool people.
Fuzz faces.
I'm sure there are some King of Tones that are made to fool people.
Yeah.
Electroharmonics pedals, in my experience of a 20-year collection, I have never seen a bootleg one that was meant to fool anyone.
Yeah.
There's a difference between cloning a pedal for fun, as if every pedal company in America has started with a Big Muff clone, and making one that's meant to deceive people. And this was made to deceive someone.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned. And I have zero reason to think that the seller was trying to trick me, because he didn't come to me to sell it. I saw it in a photo in his room and approached him about it.
Yeah. So what's the takeaway points for the viewer? Like, what's the lesson?
I hit up the seller and I said hey, I really hate to break it to you, but this isn't real. And he was, and I really need to be clear about this, because this is a huge collector nerd lesson. He was very angry with me, and rightfully so. And he's 100% right on this. I'm not mad at him by any means. He said to me, you approached me. You told me you were the expert. You told me what it was and what it was worth, and then made me an offer. And I said, yes. None of this. He's basically this is your fault.
He burned you.
Sick burn. But he's 100% right.
Yeah.
Because
I would have called you to have it verified.
Yes.
And it's the thing where on the Patreon talk that we aired, I say you have to know more than the people you're buying from.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I do know, and the mistake that I made was that in my impatience, because in regards to like when these very rare things pop up, you think if I don't buy it right now, it's going to disappear or whatever. I should have taken 5 minutes, gone over to the shelf. It wasn't here, but I should have come here. I should have opened my pedals up, and I should have taken close to close comparisons between this pedal and mine, and I would have seen it. Yeah. But I was doing this on my phone. I was doing it late at night, and I was just like a little bit arrogant, thinking like I know what to look for. Like you gotta compare it to the real thing if you can. And if anyone out there is like stumbling into some old Big Muff and they want to know, I know I've like shot my credibility in the leg right here, but like
what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and I feel like
yeah,
you're
I can tell you.
Yeah.
I'm happy to like take a look at these things for you, and because I don't want you to get burned too. So the seller was very he was rightfully miffed at me, but he did. We settled somewhere. Okay. So I kept the pedal. He kept a chunk of the money. All right. And he was very good about it, and he didn't need to be. So much credit to that man whose name I'm kind of blanking on at the moment. It was a huge mistake for me. The dumbest, like if this came up and this was like, the amount that I paid, which I'm not going to specify on Reverb, I wouldn't have bought it because I would have been like, oh, it's a clone and it's really expensive. I wouldn't have bought it. But as we've talked about, what does make this interesting is if his story is right and he bought this 15, 20 years ago in Japan, this sort of predates the boutique market a little bit. Like, why does this exist?
Yeah, we have some conspiracy theories for later.
This is a meant to deceive bootleg.
In a weird way, you regret it, but it's kind of cool. And it's a good lesson for people buying. So we did this. We only went 8 minutes over.
I mean, if I can be fooled on this, I can be fooled.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
It's been good having you on here.
That's my regret.
It's been good. This has been a good pilot. Our studio audience, I just want to thank you for coming in today. If you look under your chair, you each have been given a free Jeep Wrangler. Yeah, big exciting thing for you. Yeah, you get a Wrangler. You get a Wrangler. Nick, you get a Wrangler as well.
Oh, cool.
All right. Thanks, Daniel. Great. We did this. So in the comments, be sure to. We've been wanting to do this.
We've been talking about it for a long time. So let me know when you finish our other episode, which is the greatest episode of the JHS show that's ever been filmed.
That's true. That's true. I will. All right. Hit like if you like this. If you didn't like it at all, please hit like again. We need algorithmic favor. Also in the comments. You have to
hit like twice.
Yeah. Hit like 3 times. If you want to see more of these, tell us in the comments. If you like the format, if you like Daniel, if you didn't like Daniel, if you like Nick, if you didn't like Nick, if you liked our audience, if you like the Jeep giveaway. We'll see you next time on episode 2 of Totally Normal Behavior, a guide to obsessive collecting. Bye.
Bye.